Hey Anime Club! So this week's anime was Tonari No Seki-kun. So these episodes are only like 7.5 minutes long, but once you actually get done watching the intro, which is about 45 seconds, and the outro, which is about 50 seconds, you're left with about a 6-minute little episode. So this follows the story of two classmates, Yokoi and Seki-kun. Now, Yokoi is the type that, and I kind of related to her character in a way. I felt like this was how I was in school. A little bit of a goody two-shoes, but not so much so that you want to get the people around you in trouble, but you also kind of want to focus on the task at hand and the schoolwork that you're supposed to be doing and pay attention in class. But to a certain extent can get easily distracted, and this is the case with Yokoi. I'm going to get this name down, I promise. And then we have Seki-kun, who is kind of what I almost liken to, like, Death the Kid from Soul Reaper, like his younger OCD, ADD brother or something like that. I watched the first 4 episodes, and we have, the first episode is he has like this little dominoes track that he has set up, and he kind of like, wants it to be just right, it kind of gets messed up in the middle, and he's gonna fix it. In the second episode, we have him playing the game Shogi, and I'm not familiar with this game, so it was a little bit hard to follow it to a certain extent, this particular episode, because I didn't particularly understand the whole concept behind the game specifically. But we have the third episode, which is the desk polishing episode, and I think this is kind of where I got the connection to Death the Kid from Soul Reaper, because he seems a little bit OCD in the way that he wanted like his desk to be. All the little cracks were like filled in with some kind of compound, and then he waxes it and then he polishes it so it shines so that he can actually see his reflection in the desk, and he wants to do the same to Yokoi's desk as well. And then the 4th episode I watched was him playing the game Go, which again, I've never heard of this game before, so I was left kind of like a little bit confused. Yokoi actually mentions in that episode that she doesn't know how to play the game either, and it doesn't really particularly matter in that episode if you are familiar with the game or not, because he basically just uses the little pieces to create these little creatures and these scenes. So what I found in these particular episodes was that even though Seki-kun is the one that's kind of goofing off more outrightly, Yokoi is the one who kind of lets her imagination run wild. You can kind of see in the episode what she's thinking about with what he's doing, in connection with what he's doing. So the art style with this, I noticed that there was a lot of like slow-mo scenes, and there's also a lot of kind of like repeat scene actions where they take the same scene but they kind of come at it from a different direction, and they repeat that scene like ching ching ching, like from this direction, and then you got it from this direction, and then you got it from this direction, and I thought that was kind of interesting. The other art style that I noticed was the expressions that Yokoi has throughout the episodes, and in particular the eye expressions. Her eyes change so frequently. I mean, we have either like no eyes, or we have just like a very specific round circle with a little dot in the middle, or like little scribble eyes. Doing! I mean, there's so many different eyes, it's just crazy. So I actually liked this anime. I liked that it was short and sweet. You just take a few minutes out of your day and watch something that's somewhat entertaining and somewhat relatable as well, for me at least. And I think the only thing that sort of threw me off was at the end of the 3rd episode, there was like a narration at the very end of the episode, and I was kind of like, oh, well, is this going to be like a regular thing? Are they introducing like a narrator of sorts? But it didn't reappear in the 4th episode, so I think I'll leave it at that and ask those of you out there who have watched more than the first 4 episodes, does the narrator come back at some point in time? Did you notice that narration at the end of the 3rd episode if you watched it? And yeah, I guess that'll be my question for this particular video. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this anime or of this review. As always, I enjoy chatting with you guys. If you're interested in seeing more reviews on this particular anime, check out the hashtag SFN Tonari. That's Tonari. And there should be some other YouTubers that are part of this little club group that we have going that will probably be reviewing this as well. And they always have an interesting point of view that is completely different than mine, so go check them out. And as always, check out SourceFed Nerd. They're the ones who ultimately put this collection of reviews together, and they post their review on Thursdays. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye!